everyone! We are in Maldives. Most of the video about Maldives would start with the white sands, blue water and palm trees views. But we start right from here. Now we are in International Airport Velana, the main airport of Maldives, and 99% of all tourists arriving here pass through this point. And we came here today to show the Maldives from other sides, not as a picture from the Instagram, but the place where the real business working and where the new format of investment is taking shape right now. My name is Yulia and I'm Director of Sales in TEUS Group, and today we are heading to the island where we'll start our new project, Radisson Resort Maldives. Along the way, I'll show you why location here really decides everything, why a local inhabited island is not the drawback but a major advantage, and how it's possible to create a modern, well-designed resort that doesn't cost $1,000 per night, yet still feels like the real Maldives. At the end, I will explain what kinds of hotel we were building here and why this format is the most logical investment option in Maldives right now. Let's go! Our island is just 30 minutes away by speedboat. Most resorts in Maldives are located in private islands. The only way to reach them is by seaplane. The costs range from $500 to $1,000 one way per person. That means that the family of four will pay over $8,000 just for a transfer, even before they see the hotel room. But here it's simple. You come to Velana Airport, take a boat 30 minutes by water, and you're already chilling with your cocktail next to the pool. But this isn't just about convenience. According to statistics, hotels located close to the airport achieve around 30% higher occupancy than resorts that are harder to reach. For guests, that means comfort. For the hotel, that means stable demand. Millions of videos have already been filmed about Maldives. The white sand, blue water and palm trees. This image well known to everyone. However, not all the Maldives is just about the beach. There are places where the island has a truly active lifestyle. Welcome to Thulusdhoo. Let's start with the surfing, because this surfing defines the character to this place. Cox is one of the most famous surf spots in Maldives. It is a fast, hollow right-hand wave breaking over a shallow coral reef, and in a good season it grows in serious sizes from 1 to 3 meters. And the most important part is that it's literally a step away to our hotel. You don't need to attract the transfer and take a boat to get the spot. You just take your board and paddle straight out. There is also a surf school nearby, so you can come here even without any prior experience. It is a rare case where the same spot is equally interesting for seasoned surfers and for those who are just starting out. The Radisson Resort Maldives, we designed the road directly to the surf spot. Dragon Bridge is the bridge stretching from the island to the ocean. At sunset, its structure is illuminated, turning it in more than just a functional element and becomes a visual landmark that stays in guests' memories long after their vacation ends. But Thulusdhoo interesting not only was what happens on the surface. Next to the hotel, there are 19 dive spots of varying difficulty. From easy divers for beginners and roads that experienced divers return again and again. One of them is Mary Corner. It's a vertical wall that starts at around 5 meters and drops to nearby 30. As you descend, the terrain, the light and the marine life change. Here you can see the white sea reef sharks, giant moray eels, rays and sea turtles. Each depth level feels like a separate world with its own rhythm and atmosphere. One more point that deserves special attention: Shark Point, right in front of the hotel. Here you can observe reef sharks, rays and sea turtles in their natural environment. It is a safe area, but impressions is powerful, especially in the late afternoon when the sun drops lower, the water takes on a warm tone and visibly becomes almost perfect. For many guests, this becomes one of those moments that remember more vividly than any excursion. One important thing to clarify right away, the Thulusdhoo is an inhabited island, and if we consider the Maldives from the classic tourist format, this one is unusual. Historically, the Maldives are about separate islands, close resorts, and luxury destinations. You fly in, transfer to a seaplane, fly another half an hour, then take a boat, and then wait for some more. That's definitely beautiful, but it's complicated, expensive, and not always convenient. Most resorts here were built following exact this model. That's why it's often perceived as a classic Maldives. So why we are doing it different? Because once you remove the postcard imagery and look at the numbers, it becomes clear that the market has already changed. First, logistics. As we mentioned, the transfer for a family of 4 can cost close to $8,000. Second, island economics. Thulusdhoo is an inhabited island, which means everything that has to be built from the sketch on private islands already exists here. Engineering, networks, logistics, staff, supply chains, and staff housing. On private islands, all of this is a separate cost category. Water, electricity, food, construction materials, staff, everything must be delivered. It looks great on paper, but it's extremely expensive to operate. The operational expenses of the hotel here is 40% lower than in luxury resorts on the private islands. As a result, we are building a modern, architecturally strong resort managed by an international chain, Radisson, with a full infrastructure and service, but without artificial cost inflation. This is not a hotel where a night costs over $1,000 per night, just because it's the private island. This is the hotel where you pay for quality, location, and experience, not for logistic and status. And that's exactly why this format works. Today, around 40% all tourists coming to Maldives targeting $250–350 per night and still expecting to have a good level of comfort. At the same time, upscale hotels account for only about 3% of all total room inventory. All the rest is either ultra-luxury or basic guest houses. That's why the Thulusdhoo is not the compromise. It's a cautious choice of location that makes this project sustainable, in demand, and clear not only for a guest, but also for investor. Now let's move on the hotel itself. This is where everything we have discussed, location, formats, island economics, comes together into a single system. We built Radisson Resort Maldives under management of Radisson Hotel Group. And it's important to understand that choosing the brand is not about the image, it's about the numbers. Today, Radisson manages over 1,500 hotels in 95 countries, and its loyalty program is one of the strongest in the industry, with more than 25 million active members. Operationally, that deliver very visible result for the hotel. For example, the branded hotel usually have the occupancy over 15–18% higher than the same hotel on the same segment but with no brand. 15–20% higher average room rates and 20–25% more additional revenue for the restaurant, spa, and services. The reason is simple. Radisson operates with a centralized revenue management system, dynamic pricing, demand forecasting, global sales channels, and repeat guests. It's not manual on-site management, it's continuous analytic and strategy adjustment. That's why it was essential to attract the brands, the management company that have the experience not only with the luxury segment, but also with the mid-scale, where the balance, the price, and the service is a critical point to control. In our case, Radisson is a foundation on which the entire hotel system is built, from demand and rates to service quality and long-term stability. So now let's discover the hotel itself. We have the building of the hotel rooms and also the private villas area. We intentionally designed this format to give every guest a choice based on atmosphere, budget, and how they want to experience the Maldives. Some guests arrive for a few days and want to be in the center of resort life, others stay longer and choose the calmer, more private setting. One thing was absolutely essential for us. Each hotel room and each villa has the direct ocean view. We wanted to create a resort where every guest, regardless of accommodation type, wakes up to water, horizon, and Maldives landscape. Not a partial view, not between palm trees, but the ocean right at the side of the window. In our project, we have two types of villa, and the first one, my favorite, is the ocean villa with a direct access to the beach. This is a format where you live right by the water. Step out onto the sand, swim, come back, and spend the day at your own pace without unnecessary movement and noise. The second line is garden villas. They are located slightly deeper in the island, surrounded by tropical greenery in a more secluded atmosphere. We made them two-story. On the ground floor, you're immersed in the garden. On the upper floor, from the bedroom, you still have a direct view to the ocean. You're still connected to the water even while enjoying a more private space. I'm on the future hotel site right now, and very soon we will show you the construction ongoing from the very beginning, very first steps to the property that we will be here. Designing this hotel, it was important for us that guests have some more things to do than just laying on the beach and make some pool activities. At the heart of resort, it is an oceanfront infinity pool. It is a place where easily to spend most of the day. Swim, relax, have lunch nearby, and simply takes your time. We also creating the floating infrastructure, the spa and the restaurant located right above the water. This is about experience. Dinner at sunset overlooking the ocean, a spa morning surrounded by nothing but water, light and silence. On the beach, there are different relaxation zones for daytime lounging and for evenings. In the evenings, an open-air cinema operates here. Sunset, stars above, the ocean nearby, and the movie you watch while sitting in comfortable beans bags right on the beach. The lobby is not just the reception area, it's a carefully designed space with a sand floor, light and air continues the feeling of the beach. You can grab a coffee, sit for a while, take a break between activities, or simply stay a little longer and not rush anywhere. For those combining travel with work, there is a co-working space, calm, comfortable and practical, where you can work for a few hours and then return to the rest. Because of this, the hotel feels different, depends on how long you stay here. You can come for 3 days and keep them full of dynamic. You can stay for a week and experience each day differently. Or you can stay longer, combining work, ocean and rest. That's why the hotel works well for families, couples and solo travelers. The plan and infrastructure allow you to make your own scenario and own rhythm of your holiday. The Maldives is a market with a strong demand from the tourists and very limited options for the investment projects in real estate. Most resorts are either ultra luxury with a high entry barrier or very basic guest houses. There is almost no space in between. This is exactly where we operate. A location close to the airport, inhabited island with more transparent economic, international management by Radisson, and the format of resort designed for the real guests that come not for the status, but for the high-quality experience. If it was interesting for you to see the Maldives from the different perspective, not as a postcard, but the real market that works as the project, Stay with us and we will show you the construction updates, the project updates, and real estate market in investment. And if you want to learn more about Radisson Resort Maldives, you can find the link in the description to this video, and you can connect with our manager that will gladly provide you all the details about this opportunity. Thank you for being with us in this journey.